several types of research, and we have to understand these types of research. The first, and we'll understand them in binaries. Remember, it is always good to understand things in binaries. So we'll try to understand types of research in binaries. The first type that we are going to take on here for the discussion is descriptive research and analytical research. These types of research are generally studied in opposition to one another. That is, they are studied as descriptive research and descriptive research versus analytical research. They're studied like this. Okay. Now try to understand what is descriptive research. We have also spoken about descriptive research while we were talking about the objectives of the research, right? So let us try to understand here what the descriptive research is and what is the analytical research. Descriptive research includes surveys and fact-finding inquiries. Remember, I'm saying it very slowly. Descriptive research includes surveys and fact-finding inquiries. What do they include? Surveys and fact-finding inquiries. The major purpose of descriptive research, I'm talking about purpose of descriptive research. The major purpose of descriptive research is to state the present as it is, or to give the description of the state of affairs as it exists at this point of time, at present. This is the major purpose of descriptive research. What is it? To state the state of affairs as it exists at this moment or at present. That is the major purpose of descriptive research. Let us consider in social science and business research, we quite often use the term ex post facto research. Have you heard of this term? Ex post facto research. You know, facto, you know, ex, you know, right? Facto is fact, research, you know, post is later, and ex is past. Okay, so the term ex post facto research is often used. Try to understand the term ex post, P-O-S-T, post, facto, F-A-C-T-O, facto, and research, R-E-S-E-A-R-C-H. Ex post facto research. In social science and business research, we quite often use the term ex post facto research for descriptive research studies. What is the term used for descriptive research studies in social sciences and business research? It is ex post facto research. Ex post facto research. The main characteristics of this method, which method? Descriptive research method or ex post facto research method. The main characteristic of this method is that the researcher has no control over the variables. What is this chief character? The researcher has no control over the variables. He, she means researcher, can only report what has happened or what is happening. Researcher has no control over the variables. Researcher can only report what has happened or what is happening. For example, you can see a person going and taking interviews of the people, or a person going, a news reporter basically. You can see the news reporter looks at the things and just reports them back to the studio, and there it is analyzed. So it's like this. The main characteristic of this method is that the researcher has no control over the variables. Researcher can only report what has happened or what is happening. Most ex post facto research, that is descriptive research projects, are used for descriptive studies in which the researcher seeks to measure frequency of shopping, preferences of the people, opinions of the people, and so on. What is done in descriptive research? I mean, what is done in most ex post facto research? Yeah, I know, running out of time. Most post facto research project, most of the ex post facto research projects are descriptive in nature, and in these kind of researches, a researcher seeks to measure the frequency of shopping, preferences of people, opinions of the people, and these things. Actually, this kind of research is not meant for us, remember. Let me make it clear to you that what we are talking about, the research that we are talking about, this research is seldom useful for the students of literature. This is actually the research meant for students of science, business, and social sciences who go out into the society, take the surveys, take the opinions, and try to find out the people going into the shops and everything like that. This is the business research, basically. So, but we have to understand the types of research because we are studying the paper of research methodology. Therefore, we need to understand this. Okay. So they take opinions of the people, they try to understand the preferences of the people, and they also try to judge the frequency at the times people go for the shopping. If you look at the ex post facto studies, they also include attempts by researchers to discover causes when they cannot control the variables. Most of the times what happens, a researcher cannot control the variable. Then what does a researcher tries to do? Researcher tries to attempt to discover the reasons as to why these variables cannot be controlled. That also becomes a kind of research. The methods of research utilized in descriptive research are, try to understand the methods of research. What are the methods of research utilized in descriptive research? Are survey methods of all kinds. Remember the word survey methods of all kinds. I think you understand what is survey. Survey methods of all kinds, including comparative and correlational methods. Survey methods of all kinds, comparative methods, and correlational. Comparative, when you compare two things. Correlational, when you try to state the correlation between this and that and this and that, that is called correlational method. Okay. Now, we are talking about descriptive research and analytical research. They are projected against each other. Descriptive research versus analytical research. So we have spoken about the descriptive research. Now try to understand what is analytical research. In analytical research, on the other hand, the researcher has to use facts or information already available. The facts are available, information is available. What does the researcher do? Researcher takes out this information, takes those facts and analyze them to make a critical evaluation of material. What does he do? Takes that text, takes those facts and information and analyze it to make critical evaluation of the material. That is called analytical research. Remember, in analytical research, what do we do? The researcher has to use the facts or information, available facts and information to analyze and to make critical evaluation of the things. This is about descriptive research and analytical research. This was the first type. There are two types of research we have studied. First is descriptive research and another is analytical research. Two types of research we have studied, and it is studied as descriptive research versus analytical research. Anyways, so let's speak about the next classification of the research, and that is called applied research versus fundamental research, or applied research and fundamental research. This is also an important classification of research as far as research is concerned. See, research can either be applied. Applied is action research. Applied research is also called action research. Research can either be applied research or action, say applied research or action research, or fundamental research. Now, what is fundamental research? Fundamental research is the basic research, or it is also called pure research. Fundamental research is also called pure research. Research, we're talking about applied versus fundamental, or we're talking about applied and fundamental research. Research can either be applied, that is action research, or fundamental, that is basic or pure research. Okay, I hope you are not confused with the names. I'll just say applied research versus fundamental research, or action research versus basic research, or pure research. That's it. Applied research aims at finding a solution for an immediate problem. And try to understand this. Applied research aims at finding a solution for an immediate problem. What happens with the fundamental research? Fundamental research is mainly concerned with generalizations and with the formulation of a theory. Try to understand the difference. This is the basic difference. What is the difference? Applied research tries to find a solution for an immediate problem. Okay? Applied research tries to find a problem for an immediate problem. While what does the fundamental research do? Fundamental research is mainly concerned with generalizations and with formulation of a theory. Now, I don't know whether you understand the meaning of the word generalization. What is generalization? To speak in general about the things. That is called generalization. Generalization is when you carry on a research. Okay, when you complete the research, you make a general statement about it. That is called generalization. Or making certain statements. For instance, men will be men. This is a general statement, but this is a statement that has come out of the research. Men will be men. Now, this is a generalization. A man remains man. It doesn't mean that a man remains man sexually. It means by actions, a man remains man. It is like that. So these kind of statements are made. Now, this is very fundamental thing that the research tries to understand. Or we have more generalizations like energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, right? This is a generalization, right? Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. Now, this has come out of the research. It doesn't evolve automatically out of something, out of the blue, right? It has come out of the research that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. This is a general statement. Fundamental research is mainly concerned about making general statements and trying to prepare a theory, formulating a theory. That is the main concern of the fundamental research. That's why it is called basic research or pure research. I hope you're understanding the point. Once again, try to understand what is the difference between applied research and fundamental research. Applied research aims to find the solution for an immediate problem. There is a problem lying before me. For instance, there is water problem in Latur district. Okay, this is a problem. Now, what is applied research going to do? Applied research is trying to find out some sources of bringing water to Latur. That is applied research. What is fundamental research trying to do? What will fundamental research tries to do? Fundamental research will try to formulate a theory. That is more basic. Fundamental research goes into in-depth
analysis of the research problem. I hope you have understood these 4 types of research. We'll talk about rest of the research types in the next lecture. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you have not done it yet.